everybody, it's me Laura again, and today I'd like to warmly welcome you to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck unboxing. In this video today, I will be unboxing the structure deck Sacred Beasts. So before I begin this video today, I will whisper to you what it says on the back of the deck. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh! GX fan's greatest dream come true. The three Sacred Beasts have been united under a single banner in structure deck Sacred Beasts, with new support to make them easier to summon and bolster their power, impose true dueling dominance upon your opponent. So feel free to sit back and relax as I whisper about each of the cards inside this deck. Okay. So the first card is Raviol, Lord of Phantasms, Shimmering Scraper. This card has a dark attribute and is a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fiend type with the effect cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned from your hand by attributing 3 monsters. You can only use each of the following effects of Raviol, Lord of Phantasms, Shimmering Scraper once per turn. Quick effect: you can discard this card and target one Raviol, Lord of Phantasms you control for the rest of this turn. Its attack becomes double its current attack, and it can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. If this card is in your graveyard, you contribute 1 monster, add this card to your hand. This card has an attack of 4,000 and a defense of 4,000. The next card is Uria, Lord of Searing Flames. This card has a fire attribute and is a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pyro type with the effect cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned from your hand by sending 3 face-up traps you control to the graveyard. This card gains 1,000 attack for each continuous trap in your graveyard. Once per turn, you can target 1 set spell or trap your opponent controls. Destroy that target. Neither player can activate spell or trap cards in response to this effect's activation. This card has an attack of 0 and a defense of 0. The next card is Hammond, Lord of Striking Thunder. This card has a light attribute and is a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thunder type with the effect cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned from your hand by sending 3 face-up continuous spells you control to the graveyard. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. While this card is in face-up defense position, monsters your opponent controls cannot target monsters for attacks, except this one. This card has an attack of 4,000 and a defense of 4,000. summoned from your hand by attributing 3 Fiend monsters. Each time your opponent normal summons a monster, special summon 1 Phantasm token, Fiend, Dark, level 1, attack 1000, defense 1000. But it cannot declare an attack. Once per turn, you contribute 1 monster. This card gains attack equal to the attributed monster's original attack until the end of this turn. This card has an attack of 4000 and a defense of 4000. The next card is Armityle, the Chaos Phantasm. This card has a dark attribute and is a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Fiend type, fusion, with the effect Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames, and Hammon, Lord of Striking Thunder, and Raphael, Lord of Phantasms, must first be special summoned from your extra deck by banishing the above cards you control. You do not use polymerization. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Gains 10,000 attack during your turn only. This card has an attack of 0 and a defense of 0. The next card is Cerulean Skyfire. This is a spell card. To special summon Hammon, Lord of Striking Thunder, using its own procedure, you can also use face-down spells you control. Once per turn, while you control an attack position Hammon, Lord of Striking Thunder, you can negate any spell or trap effect activated by your opponent, then change 1 Hammon, Lord of Striking Thunder you control to defense position. If a face-up Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames, Hammon, Lord of Striking Thunder, or Raphael, Lord of Phantasms you control leaves the field, you take no damage this turn. The next card is Hyperplace. This is a trap card. To special summon Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames, using its own procedure, you can also use face-down traps you control. Once per turn, when an attack is declared involving your Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames, you can send 1 trap from your hand or deck to the graveyard. Its attack and defense become the number of face-up traps on the field, and in the graveyard times 1000 for the rest of this turn. Once per turn, you can discard 1 card, add to your hand or special summon 1 Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames, Hammon, Lord of Striking Thunder, or Raphael, Lord of Phantasms from your graveyard, ignoring its summoning conditions. The next card is Dimension Fusion Destruction. This is a spell card. Banish from your hand, field, and or graveyard the fusion materials that are listed on a Phantasm fusion monster. Then special summon that fusion monster from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. You take no battle damage from attacks involving the monster special summoned by this effect. If you control Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames, Hammon, Lord of Striking Thunder, or Raphael, Lord of Phantasms, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. The next card is Chaos Core. This card has a dark attribute and is a level 3. Fiend type, with the effect when either player activates a card or effect that targets this card, or when your opponent's monster targets it for an attack, quick effect, you can send up to 1 each of Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames, Hammon, Lord of Striking Thunder, and Raphael, Lord of Phantasms from your hand and or deck to the graveyard. And if you do, place 1 Phantasm counter on this card for each card sent to the graveyard. And if you place at least 1, you take no battle damage this turn. You can only use this effect of Chaos Core once per turn. If this card would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can remove one Phantasm counter from this card instead. This card has an attack of 0 and a defense of 0. The next card is Dark Beckoning Beast. This card has a dark attribute and is a level 2. Fiend type with the effect. When this card is normal summoned, you can add one Uriel Lord of Searing Flames, Hammon Lord of Striking Thunder, or Rabiel Lord of Phantasms, or one card that specifically lists any of those cards in its text from your deck to your hand, except a Dark Beckoning Beast. You can only use this effect of Dark Beckoning Beast once per turn. During your main phase, you can normal summon one Fiend monster with 0 attack and defense in addition to your normal summon or set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. This card has an attack of 0 and a defense of 0. The next card is Chaos Summoning Beast. This card has a dark attribute and is a level 1. Fiend type with the effect. You can tribute this card, special summon one Uriel Lord of Searing Flames, Hammon Lord of Striking Thunder, or Rabiel Lord of Phantasms from your hand, ignoring its summoning conditions. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add one Fallen Paradise from your deck to your hand. You can only use each effect of Chaos Summoning Beast once per turn. This card has an attack of 0 and a defense of 0. The next card is Dark Summoning Beast. This card has a dark attribute and is a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fiend type with the effect. You can tribute this card, special summon one Uriel Lord of Searing Flames, Hammon Lord of Striking Thunder, or Rabiel Lord of Phantasms from your hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. Also, monsters you control cannot attack for the rest of this turn. You can only use this effect of Dark Summoning Beast once per turn. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add one Uriel Lord of Searing Flames, Hammon Lord of Striking Thunder, or Rabiel Lord of Phantasms from your deck to your hand. This card has an attack of 0 and a defense of 0. The next card is Phantom of Chaos. This card has a dark attribute and is a level 4. Fiend type with the effect. Your opponent takes no battle damage from attacks involving this card. Once per turn, you can target one effect monster in your graveyard, banish that target, and if you do, until the end phase, this card's name and original attack become that monster's name and original attack, and replace this effect with that monster's original effects. This card has an attack of 0 and a defense of 0. The next card is Phantom Sky Blaster. This card has a dark attribute and is a level 4. Fiend type with the effect. When this card is normal or flip summoned, you can special summon any number of Sky Blaster tokens. Fiend, Dark, level 4, attack 500, defense 500, up to the number of monsters you control. Once per turn, during your standby phase, you can inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each Sky Blaster monster you control. Sky Blaster monsters you control cannot declare an attack during the turn you activate this effect. This card has an attack of 1100 and a defense of 800. The next card is Mad Reloader. This card has a dark attribute and is a level 1. Fiend type with the effect. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, send 2 cards from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do, draw 2 cards. This card has an attack of 0 and a defense of 0. The next card is Grave Squirmer. This card has a dark attribute and is a level 1 Fiend type with the effect: if this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, target one card on the field. Destroy that target. This card has an attack of 0 and a defense of 0. The next card is Rainbow Dark Dragon. This card has a dark attribute and is a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dragon type with the effect: this card is always treated as an ultimate crystal card. Cannot be normal summoned or set. Must be special summoned from your hand by banishing 7 dark monsters with different names from your graveyard. You can banish all other dark monsters from your field and graveyard. This card gains 500 attack for each card banished this way. This card has an attack of 4000 and a defense of 0. The next card is Tragodia. This card has a dark attribute and is a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fiend type with the effect: when you take battle damage, you can special summon this card from your hand. Gain 600 attack and defense for each card in your hand. Once per turn, you can send one monster from your hand to the graveyard. Then target one face-up monster your opponent controls with the same level the sent monster had in the hand. Take control of that face-up monster. Once per turn, you can target one monster in your graveyard. This card's level becomes the same as that target's until the end of this turn. The next card is Radiant, the multi-dimensional kaiju. This card has a dark attribute and is a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fiend type with the effect: you can special summon this card from your hand to your opponent's field and attack position by attributing one monster they control. If your opponent controls a kaiju monster, you can special summon this card from your hand in attack position. You can only control one kaiju monster. Once per turn, you can remove 2 kaiju counters from anywhere on the field. Special summon 1 Radiant token. Fiend, Dark, level 7, attack 2800, defense 0, but it cannot be used as synchro material. This card has an attack of 2800 and a defense of 2500. The next card is Chaos Hunter. This card has a dark attribute and is a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fiend type with the effect: when your opponent special summons a monster, except during the damage step, you can discard one card. Special summon this card from your hand. Your opponent cannot banish cards. This card has an attack of 2500 and a defense of 1600. The next card is Puppet Master. This card has a dark attribute and is a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fiend type with the effect: when this card is tribute summoned, you can pay 2000 life points, then target 2 fiend monsters in your graveyard. Special summon those targets, but they cannot attack this turn. This card has an attack of 0 and a defense of 0. The next card is Sticky and Street Patrol. This card has a dark attribute and is a level 4. Fiend type with the effect. If this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the original level of that monster in the graveyard times 100. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Special summon one Fiend monster with 2000 or less attack from your hand. This card has an attack of 1600 and a defense of 1200. The next card is Father, Male Branch of the Burning Abyss. This card has a dark attribute and is a level 3. Fiend type with the effect. If you control a monster that is not a Burning Abyss monster, destroy this card. You can only use one of these effects of Father, Male Branch of the Burning Abyss per turn, and only once that turn. If you control no spells or traps, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one monster on the field, banish it until the end phase. This card has an attack of 1000 and a defense of 1900. The next card is the Fabled Suburral. This card has a light attribute and is a level 2. Beast type, Tuner, with the effect. If this card is discarded to the graveyard, special summon it. This card has an attack of 1000 and a defense of 400. The next card is Danger Chupacabra. This card has a dark attribute and is a level 4. Fiend type with the effect. You can reveal this card in your hand. Your opponent randomly chooses one card from your entire hand, then you discard the chosen card. Then, if the discarded card was not Danger Chupacabra, special summon one Danger Chupacabra from your hand, and if you do, draw one card. If this card is discarded, you can target one Danger monster in your graveyard, except Danger Chupacabra. Special summon it. You can only use this effect of Danger Chupacabra once per turn. This card has an attack of 1500 and a defense of 400. The next card is Opening of the Spirit Gates. This is a spell card. When this card is activated, add one Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames, Hammon, Lord of Striking Thunder, or Raviel, Lord of Phantasms, or one monster that specifically lists any of those cards in its text, from your deck to your hand. Once per turn, you can discard one card, special summon one Fiend monster with 0 attack and defense from your graveyard. Once per turn, if you control a level 10 monster, you can add one continuous spell from your graveyard to your hand. You can only activate one Opening of the Spirit Gates per turn. The next card is Fallen Paradise. This is a spell card. Your opponent cannot target Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames, Hammon, Lord of Striking Thunder, Raviel, Lord of Phantasms, or Armityle, the Chaos Phantasm, in your monster zones with card effects. Also, those monsters cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects while you control them. If you control Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames, Hammon, Lord of Striking Thunder, Raviel, Lord of Phantasms, or Armityle, the Chaos Phantasm in your monster zone, you can draw 2 cards. You can only use this effect of Fallen Paradise once per turn. The next card is Phantasmal Martyrs. This is a spell card. While you have at least 2 other cards in your hand and control Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames, or Hammon, Lord of Striking Thunder, send your entire hand to the graveyard. Special summon 3 Phantasmal Martyr tokens, Fiend, Dog, level 1, attack 0, defense 0, in attack position. The next card is Spell Chronicle. This is a spell card. Activate this card by sending your entire hand to the graveyard. Banish 5 spells and traps from your deck. Each time your opponent activates a spell card, place 1 Chronicle counter on this card when that spell card resolves. You can remove 2 Chronicle counters from this card. Your opponent chooses 1 card banished by this card's effect for you to add to your hand. If this face-up card in the spell and trap zone leaves the field, you take 500 damage for each card currently banished by this card's effect. The next card is Terraforming. This is a spell card. Add 1 field spell from your deck to your hand. The next card is Set Rotation. This is a spell card. Set 2 field spells with different names from your deck on the field, 1 on your field and 1 on your opponent's field. While either of those cards remain set on the field, neither player can activate or set other field spells. The next card is Mound of the Bound Creator. This is a spell card. Level 10 or higher monsters on the field cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. If a level 10 or higher monster destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, the player who controlled the destroyed card takes 1000 damage. When this card on the field is destroyed by card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 divine monster from your deck to your hand. The next card is 1 for 1. This is a spell card. Send 1 monster from your hand to the graveyard. Special summon 1 level 1 monster from your hand or deck. The next card is The Beginning of the End. This is a spell card. If you have 7 or more dark monsters in your graveyard, banish 5 dark monsters from your graveyard. Draw 3 cards. The next card is Pot of Desires. This is a spell card. Banish 10 cards from the top of your deck. Face down, draw 2 cards. You can only activate 1 Pot of Desires per turn. The next card is Field Barrier. This is a spell card. Field spells on the field cannot be destroyed. Neither player can activate a new field spell card. You can only control 1 field barrier. The next card is Owner's Seal. This is a spell card. Return control of all monsters on the field to their owners. The next card is Swords of Concealing Light. This is a spell card. Destroy this card during your second standby phase after activation. When this card resolves, change all monsters your opponent controls to face down defense position. Monsters your opponent controls cannot change their battle positions. The next card is Mystical Space Typhoon. This is a spell card. Target 1 spell or trap on the field. Destroy that target. The next card is Awakening of the Sacred Beasts. This is a trap card. This card gains these effects based on the number of Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames, Hammond, Lord of Striking Thunder, and or Raviel, Lord of Phantasms with different names you control. 1. Each time your opponent normal or special summons a monster or monsters, gain life points equal to the attack of that monster or monsters. 2. Negate the activated effects of monsters your opponent controls. 3. Any monsters sent to your opponent's graveyard are banished instead. Once per your turn, If you control a level 10 monster, you can add one continuous trap from your graveyard to your hand. The next card is Escape from the Dark Dimension. This is a trap card. Target one of your banished dark monsters. Special summon that target. When this card leaves the field, destroy that target. And if you do, banish it. When that target is destroyed, destroy this card. The next card is Shape Sister. This is a trap card. Special summon this card as a normal monster. Fiend, Tuner, Earth, level 2, attack 0, defense 0. This card is also still a trap. You can only activate one Shape Sister per turn. The next card is Imperial Custom. This is a trap card. Face-up continuous traps cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect, except Imperial Custom. You can only control one Imperial Custom. The next card is Mistake. This is a trap card. Neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand, except by drawing them. The next card is Dark Factory of More Production. This is a trap card. You can send one monster from your hand or field to the graveyard. Draw one card. You can only use this effect of Dark Factory of More Production once per turn. The next card is Phantasm Emperor Trilogic. Phantasm Emperor Trilogic. This card has a dark attribute and is a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fiend type, fusion, with the effect 3 level 10 monsters. If this card is special summoned, or if another monster is special summoned from the graveyard to your field while you control this monster, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to half its original attack. You can only use this effect of Phantasm Emperor Trilogic once per turn. This card has an attack of 4,000 and a defense of 4,000. The next card is Phantasmal Martyr Token. This card has a dark attribute and is a level 1. Fiend type, normal. This card can be used as a Phantasmal Martyr Token. If used for another token, apply that token's type, attribute, level, attack, and defense. This card has an attack of 0 and a defense of 0. The next card is Phantasm Token. This card has a dark attribute and is a level 1. Fiend type, normal. This card can be used as a Phantasm Token. If used for another token, apply that token's type, attribute, level, attack, and defense. This card has an attack of 1,000 and a defense of 1,000. So that is all of the cards included in the Sacred Beasts structure deck. If you would like to check out any of my previous Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck unboxings, I will leave a link to some of them in the description for you. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.